Video is sponsored by our first ever sponsor, Don't Hide the Plug. Don't Hide the Plug is an apparel company co-founded by two brothers from Flatbush, Tafari and Rossi Harper. Now these two black brothers have created an amazing, inspiring, high-quality brand. Now you see on Infominds, a lot of our content is New York based. We love New York, so it's only fitting that we partner up with a New York based brand, Don't Hide the Plug. Now they got some fire fitted hats, hoodies, t-shirts, and I'm feeling the old New York design with the bridge logo. They got the clout joints, the dad hats, and you can also have them delivered to you in the resealable merch by the pound bags too. Now mind you, they might be New York based, but their apparel is for everyone, whether you're from New York, Miami, Texas, Chicago. It's a grassroots movement. Get in tune. And they offer free shipping on all domestic orders of $75 or more. But if you enter the exclusive Infominds promo code, you'll get an additional 10% off at checkout. You already know I ordered my package. My package is on its way. So I'll be wearing and showcasing the Don't Hide the Plug apparel in my next live. Go out and support these brothers. Check out their website. I put the link in the description box. Don't Hide the Plug.
Peace community, peace community. If you're new, welcome to the community. If you're a part of the community, welcome back. Let's get back on track. You already know it's been a lot going on these YouTube streets when it comes to this community. You already know I'm very, very serious about it. But you know, I got to get back on the right track and keep the knowledge and information coming and not get dirtied up by the pigs in the mud. You already know the vibes though. Listen, Niki Lopez, all right, cult leader. Dr. York, victim, yeah. So some say that she's the one who really came out and brought it down. This is who they say did it. Actually, you know, I remember seeing this years ago and seeing her. I remember a while ago I had contacted her. I actually contacted. This is before I started YouTube, and I contacted her. You know what I mean? Just based on her story and how she was telling her story. So I do want to watch a little bit of the story. You already know, fair use. This video is coming from Hosanna for Youth. You already know this is from a couple years ago, but we got to get into the breakdown of the psyche. So we have to understand what the victims' minds sound like. So let's describe it by themselves, right?
The concept is that, you know, after sunset, after that Maghrib sunset prayer, the kids are home.
Right.
You're not supposed to be outside. And even if we were outside, you'd never see us one by one. You'd see a couple of people, a room worker or something, adult chaperone. So there was a time where it was me and another girl. We had to been, it was between the ages of 13 and 15. We were 13, 14, whatever. So we're leaving his house almost 11 o'clock at night. So again, we have to leave his house, go through his wife's office, go through the regular office to go downstairs and go home. Wives, nothing. Adults, nothing. Now the person that I was with, her second mom, because it was Muslim polygamy, her second mom, I said you're breaking a bag on IG. Her second mom was like, where are you guys coming from? And so we were like, oh, we were at this house, we were at Baba's house. Mm-hmm. We fell asleep watching cartoons because that was the answer,
right?
You know. And so, but the thing is, she questioned. Out of we had to pass maybe 60 women. Mm-hmm. She questioned. Wow. But unfortunately, it got back to.
Look, the connection is going so low. Go ahead, you're good.
But unfortunately, it got back to him at some point. So her husband approached her the next day to say, why are you starting rumors?
Oh, my.
And there was other things exchanged, but she was reprimanded by her husband for so-called starting a rumor about the master teacher because she asked her daughter and her daughter's friend, who were both minors, what are you doing out at 10 o'clock at night? You know? And so so there was, to separate us, it was this thing of getting our trust. Religion had a lot to do with it, you know. Yeah, so they're thinking like he's the master teacher, you know, he knows best, he does this, all this stuff. And he had an excuse for everything. So some of the grooming that he did, like he had a couple of his wives that he had them approach certain ones of us and tell us different things. So we're supposed to be virgins till we're married. But one of his wives told me, well, in Sudan, the custom is a male relative teaches you about sex, because if you get married and you don't know about sex, your husband will leave you. So it was actually one of his wives that would call for me in his home and teaching me about sex, teaching me how to give a blowjob on a dildo in a religious community in the master teacher's home. Doing videos for him. I had to do a video, and I found out afterwards, also during the time, other girls did videos where we had to take off our clothes, and she was videotaping us.
Hold up, y'all. Do you hear the type of shit that's going on? She said the wives was the women was bringing her to his room into his house and had her practicing on dildos. She's a kid, practicing on dildos, preparing for sex, telling her, using in her mind that, listen, if you don't know how to have sex and things like that, your man is going to leave you. So you have to practice. And then she had to make videos for him and submit these things for him. Do you hear the mindset of stuff? And then separating the women from the men, the men having to get an appointment to have sex with their wives in a green room. And like Trip C brought to my attention that they had to pay a certain amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain time, like $100, it kind of went close to like 200. You know what I mean? At times, but it's looking like $100 from every member. And then people with the high earnings was the people that was able to get access to the green room. And then we heard how people and brothers was being when Trip C and I spoke with Michael, you know what I mean, who was, I don't know, man, part of York. You know what I'm saying? And he spoke his mind. He spoke out about how, things was weaponized against them, like how he would be with Dr. York and stuff, and everything would be good, and he'll be praising him. And then when he left and when he wasn't around, other brothers and people would be coming back to him like, nah, man, they was talking about you crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So just the mind games. Just the mind games. So let's get back into this video, though. You already know, drop a like. If you're in here rocking with us, drop that like. Subscribe to the channel. You already know. Let's go.
And we were supposed to be raising like the Virgin Marys, but we were in his home, taking off our clothes, having someone videotaping us and telling us that they're going to show it to him and come back and say, oh, he liked this, and for me, even I always was someone, I was extra skinny, I was flat chested forever, so there was nothing. And then again, this is someone who has at least 30 wives, at least other concubines and people grooming us, and there was all types of things like, oh, there's a sacred ritual, there's an ancient practice, there's a this, there's a that, but at the end of the day, he was sexually abusing us. And then and in the beginning, it would start off very subtly. Like there's times that, as you get used to him and he'll come and give you a hug, and there's something about that hug that you're like, what's that? Am I?
Yes. I
is
know
that
the
okay?
hug.
Like that hug felt like weird. Or I'm sitting in his home, and one of the
Sometimes you got to ask yourself those kind of questions. Look how she had feelings like that, saying like, yo, this hug, just a hug, not words, not the person just jumping out the window and being something. So sometimes we're just looking for the person to jump out, be a molester or pedophile or any kind of thing. Sometimes it's subtle. That's why there's a thing called grooming, because they're trying to setting you up and get in your mind ready for the actual physical act. So that's the grooming part. So the caring, the bonding, all of these things that's happening. So you have to look at both parts and all parts of a situation. This is how people get caught up in cults, but not just cults. This is how we fall victims to individuals. people being in relationships and all types of stuff. People say, hey, how you get caught up in the cult? Like, damn, how you got caught up with her? Or, hey, how you got caught up with him? You know what I mean? So it's the same kind of mindset. You get caught up in the person, and now it's similar to caught up in the cult. Let's get into it.
The things that I kind of distinctly remember, he walked up to me, and so now another tactic is the dare, because he always he wanted everyone to be loyal to him. That's also another way how he got people to just do whatever he wanted to, because he'd be like, oh, you're not loyal. Or I have, like, oh, I'm an angel and I'm sent to these people, and these are the books for the people that's going into heaven, and I could take someone's name off of that book and add someone's name to that book. Wow. He could say he could see through us. Like, I remember telling another teenager that had moved in a little bit, we were upstate New York at that time. I think I was like 15, and she was just like, his house was attached to our house. It was 2 trailers, so he could walk in and out. And he's literally had the girls the minors that he was sleeping with in one house, and the girls he wasn't sleeping with in another house. And it was a community, so the community people would shop for the community and have certain things, but he's the leader. He has more money, he has access. He would shop for his house and our house. So while we had little things like chocolate milk and this is that, the other people wouldn't have. And so this one girl, she was just like, she had on her t-shirt, and he was about to come in. And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, he's an angel. He can see through, he can see through your clothes, right? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Because this is like, I was raised there, Yep, and you never wanted to be left out. So it's always a thing where if there's 5 people, he'll do something with 3 people, and and then he'll be like, oh, these people are special for something, and then you're like, well, what are they doing that I'm not doing?
So I wanted parents, and I have to say this, because not just because you're in a religious setting or a religious cult or anything like that it only happens that way. It happens with families that have more than one kid when the predator is in the home, and how he or how she gains the trust of the one and use the others against that one in order to conquer and manipulate. You have to pay attention, because it's all types of ways and signs that you can see things happening. And if you feel some kind of way, please speak up and say something to your children, and and make it where they can talk to you.
And you have to keep questioning, because it's not about the one question. Oh, I asked that one time. First of all, looking back and now being a mother myself, when you ask that one question, you know the answer. But you're hoping that child tells you something else, because again, blinders is convenience. And so it's tougher to deal with those things, because if you have to ask, there's something up.
Yes.
And so if your instinct told you to ask a question, and what are you doing to I have to be 150% crystal clear.
Yes.
And when those things are not there, or when there's there's this thing where that person, the predator, is getting so close to your kid, and it's just like, well, wait, I'm supposed to be the person that they're getting close to, not my child, And so when those things occur, when you see your child getting the same, embellishments that you're getting as a woman, there should be something going off in your head, right. And then finding that courage to say something, because whether you don't have the courage or not, if you can't find it for yourself, you have to find it for your child.
You have to. And that's one of the things that a lot of mothers and fathers that I've spoken with, the fear of what the answer would be, it makes them feel, whenever they hear the answer, when they ask that question, the fear is I was a bad parent, I didn't listen, I didn't see, and stuff like that. So then it leads the child to think they're out there alone, because we are not addressing that the mother or the father, who is not the one that is the perpetrator, or brother or cousin or whoever, that they are feeling the effects of the victimization, because they don't know how to handle that part either. And one of the things that I tell people all the time is that being a victim of the incest, molestation, and rape is not just the one that's been victimized. It's the entire family, the ones that wasn't touched, that May was groomed to separate from the other one, or, you know, the manipulation, and then the hurt that
Peace community, peace community. Peace community, peace community. Welcome to another episode of Community. If you're new, welcome to the community. If you're a part of the community, welcome back. You know, what we just watched was Niki Lopez. You know, some say that she's the one who came out and really, you know what I mean, spoke out. And she says, some people say that she single-handedly brought down the cult. That's what they say about Niki Lopez. So, you know, you can do your history and your research on Niki Lopez. But, you know, we heard a lot of key points on that thing. You know, just the grooming, just things that he would say, like the way they felt. She said, I feel like he could see through me. You know what I mean? I remember telling another girl that. You know what I mean? You could see the mind games being played, how he separated the girls and how he would have the other girls with like less things and give the other one, give some things like chocolate milk and chocolate bars and things that they weren't getting to make them feel special. Maybe like a shirt, like clothes and different things, many things. But they only could wear certain things when they was like at the house. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of different things. And their houses were connected. You know what I mean? When I went into Niki's story a while ago, when I heard about Niki, you know, she was saying that the houses were connected. So he had access, you know what I mean, to the children. And then it was like 30 wives. And it was a lot of grooming. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, only Dr. York was arrested. Imagine how many people were grooming and doing things. But at the end of the day, these people were all victims of Dr. York. They were traumatized. That's why nobody else was arrested for that but him. Because that's how deep he had these people's minds. That's how deep this brother had them. Not even this brother. I don't know what to call this man. You know what I'm saying? That's how deep he had people's minds. And that's a scary thing. We already seen how deep he had his mind. Even if you don't understand the cult or, damn, son, this is how Dr. York was. That shit is crazy. Even if you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is, you know what I mean? He spawned Brother Polite. He spawned Brother Polite. You feel me? So whether you want to say he's guilty or not of these charges, Brother Polite, you got to tell me that there's a lot of activity, a lot of things that's weird, a lot of things about Brother Polite that you could probably deem like similarities to York. Because imagine how strong York mind is. He had all of these people's minds believe in this shit. I talked to Chuck. I talked to Tar. I talked to Michael. I talked to people that's been a part of dealing with a person. And say, damn, man, you know, at one point, nah, man, I'd have banged on you behind some shit like that, man. You couldn't even tell me shit about this, man. I didn't want to hear that. That's what Mike said. I don't want to hear that shit. I was ready to go upside your head. Brothers was ready to load up the V's. He told one story. He told one situations on Trip C's Treehouse. If you didn't see that, powerful interview, family. Powerful. Shout out to Trip C's Treehouse. Shout out to all my people in the Treehouse. Make sure you head over there and drop your tree houses in there. Drop your tree in the house. But yeah, He went into it, said, man, brothers, I remember a situation when me and some brothers, I ain't gonna name them brothers, but we loaded up the car with weapons, automatics, all types of shit. That's what Mike said. He said we was ready to do anything just for disrespecting, just for anything, disrespecting the name York. You know what I'm saying? So you can see how deep he had people's minds. You know what I'm saying? And boy, some people just say, damn, man, how you fall victim to a cult, man? Every time people say that, I say, look, how did you fall victim to that ex-boyfriend? How did you fall victim to that ex-girlfriend that wasn't no good and was trying to get your mind and was using you for your money and using you and being abusive or doing all the shit they was doing? And you're like, damn, how was I so, why? How the fuck I stayed? Like, why did I stay? Yeah, same thing, just on a bigger level. Same thing, bigger level. More brainwashing. Or bigger scale, more people, I should say, because it's all a brainwash, same way. Who's to know who's deeper in the brainwash, but more people involved in the brainwashing, so you know it's a deeper brainwashing. If you got all of these people in the room in the brainwash, then that means this brainwash going to be a soak. It's a brain soak right now. This ain't a brainwash. That's a brain soak. Y'all chilling in the brainwash. Boy, so it's a very scary thing, man. You know, these videos are to bring awareness. Shout out to Trip C's. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trip C's for most definitely staying on the new ops, staying on that vibe. Most definitely shout out to Chuck Morgan. Make sure you subscribe to Chuck Morgan's YouTube channel. We are running it up. We are running it up. This is where I get all, if not my Nuwapian knowledge from Tar, from Chuck, really from Chuck. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to Chuck Morgan, subscribe, nuwapianism.com. That is the .com, nuwapianism.com. How do you spell Nuwapianism? Damn, slow down. Buddha, slow down. I don't know how to spell Nuwapianism. Put N-U-W-A-P. It's going down. But nuwapianism.com, there's another .com, but I think it's called Facts at the end. Facts? Okay, that's not the one. That's not no updated knowledge, all the things. So make sure you go into the one ran by Chuck Morgan, who is the Nuwap hunter. You know what I'm saying? Chuck Morgan. Make sure you go to Chuck Morgan. Make sure you subscribing to Chuck Morgan's YouTube channel, and make sure you go into nuwapianism.com. Make sure you go into Tar Kinu Nupu. Tar, T-A-R, Kinu, K-I-N-O-O. As soon as you put that in, it's going to pop up. Tar Kinu Nupu, N-O-O-P-O-O-H. I want you to subscribe to those channels. We are running them up. I want those channels up. I want those channels up. This is what it is, because I need these voices lifted, and it's going to take young voices like ours to lift their voices as well. So I need all of us to lift their voices, because this is how we're going to get a lot of these stories out. You know what I'm saying? These stories are being suppressed. You know what I mean? Chuck Morgan is being suppressed. Tarkino is being suppressed. Mike and these kinds of people are being suppressed. You see what I'm saying? Their voices are being suppressed, not them being suppressed. I think we all being suppressed as a people, but their voices are being suppressed. Why don't they have thousands of fucking subscribers and people are listening to this? Because I'm shocked when I'm hearing shit like, what? My God, didn't hear that part. Scary music. Like, what the fuck? I'm telling you, it is really serious. It's not a joke. So if you're not going to the treehouse to get this Nuwapianism facts, you know what I'm saying? If you're not going to the treehouse, I need y'all to go subscribe to that treehouse. Drop your tree over there. Feel me? You need to be going to Chuck Morgan. You need to be going to Tarkino Nupu and getting this knowledge. And really getting this knowledge, man. Because this is what it's about, man. You know, I don't like to capping and do the capping. You know what I'm saying? I speak on what I know. So if you ever hear me talking, I'm talking on what I know. I'm talking on things that I'm researching, things that I'm building on. I'm not just randomly talking in my head. You know what I'm saying? So I most definitely like to bring in people that know what they're talking about. So that's how I get to learn. You know what I mean? By listening to Chuck. By, you know, sometimes it's hard to hear. You know what I'm saying? I respect Chuck and Tar and people like Mike. you know what I mean, that have gotten to a level in themselves that they're able to speak about it freely and able to not only speak about it freely, but enlighten younger people about stuff and really got a passion to enlighten and bring awareness about this. Like a lot of people just don't give a fuck about people say, fuck that. I was in the call. Fuck that. I got about that shit. Fuck that. You stay clear, y'all. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't got to be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So you got to see passion. And I see it. I see that passion. You know what I mean? And that's why I always try to lift it. Every chance I get, I try to lift Chuck and I try to lift Tar and Mike and things like that. And I bring it up and things like that because this is what it's all about. You know what I mean? I'm not a professional, you know what I mean, in this specific field. You know what I'm saying? Trip C's knows way more than me. You know what I'm saying? She knows way more than me. I know a lot about, you know what I mean, Nuwapianism from my own research in the past. But, you know, from being with Trips, I learned a lot more. From being around Chuck's, I've learned shit, then and everything. You know what I mean? And Tarkino, shit, filled in more out of those other gaps. And then Mike, he came in and filled in a lot of gaps too. So, you know, you're going to have to see those types of videos on Trip C's because Trip C's have a lot of the interviews. She got the Michael interview. That's powerful, family. It's not nowhere else. She got the Mike B interview. You need to see that. She got all that Chuck. She got some good Chuck content all down the page. You got to go down, not just recent Chuck as well. She got a lot of that Tarkino. But remember, you can go and catch Tarkino a lot now, every day, more frequently on Remy El Ma'at's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Tarkino, but go to Remy El Ma'at, R-E-M-I-E-L. Let me say that again, R-E-M-I-E-L. That's Remy El Ma'at, just like Ma'at, the balance, right, y'all? Ma'at, M-A-A-T. Remy El Ma'at, M-A-A-T. And you're going to catch a lot of things on Ma'at TV. You're going to see Tarkino and the brother building, talk about a lot of things that you need to know, uncovering some stuff. You know how he says a lot of people like to talk about conspiracy theories. What Tar said he speaks about are conspiracy truths. So if you want to know about some of those conspiracy truths, then you need to go over there to Remy El Ma'at so that you can get that. If you want to know about all those kinds of things, this is what it's about, man. You know, between me, Trip C, and Remy El Ma'at, you know what I'm saying? We've been breaking down this content, you know, we working together and getting you out, you know what I mean, it's knowledge and bringing the awareness. So I need y'all to make sure that y'all showing love to the gang, to the family, man. You know what I'm saying? Show love to the family. That's what it's all about, man. I appreciate every one of you. You know what I mean? You are all real ones. I know I'm a real one. That's a fact. My mother know that. You know what I'm saying? So this record right here is by me. I'm a songwriter for all who don't know, and I do music. This record is a song by me that I wrote and I'm on. It's featuring a great artist called Destiny Mariah, and it's called Real Ones, and this is for y'all. I appreciate y'all. You already know we are one love, one voice, one community. Cannot do it without y'all. You know what I mean? And a lot of y'all feel y'all can't do it without me, but, you know, I actually feel y'all can, man, because y'all got what it takes in y'all. You know what I mean? I'm just here to stir y'all up a little bit. That's it.
What's love got to do with it, baby? If I was your girl and you were my man, how can you go? Oh, man. If you give me love you.
She let me do me, let me roam around, and she ain't worried about all the girls around. Cause she so used to be queen, she let them wear the crown. She got my back, she hold it down, right by my side, never slow me down. Always pick me up whenever they throw me down. Been through the lies, got her crying now. She still believe me, and I'm lying now. She be inside, she ain't holding around, and she ain't got a bad name all through the town. Every day I love you more, I had to tell you now, and then I'll prove it to you. Just let me show you how. Real ones, my real one. If you ever had a real one, hands up if you're a real one. This one goes out to my real ones, my real ones, real ones, my real one. If you ever had a real one, hands up if you're a real one. This one goes out to my real ones, my real ones. She been through her family hating, the women calling, and she still waiting. thinking of marriage, but she don't wanna chase it. She ready when you ready. A true test of her patience. Love that you show can't replace it. My Trinity in this matrix. You just a regular. Nothing about you is basic. I be out late. Plus the missed calls. You ain't eat right and can't sleep at all. The scary thing is you won't beef at all. You got this feeling in your stomach, you can't keep it off. I guess it's women's intuition. I know it's late night and I've been missing. But listen, baby, I'ma make an honest woman out you. I'ma get that wedding